Hi friends, it's Debbie Bailey with Circle of Love Wreath Company. I'm so glad you're here. Today what we're going to do is make an arrangement in a pot that I have on my front porch. For the things that we're going to be using are my wire styrofoam. I have, see, I want it draping down, so I have a lot of draping down florals. So I have some 609 line that I want for height in the back. I have some peonies that are a little bit lighter because I want something besides just purple. Purple is my main focal flower. Hydrangeas, ranunculus, filler, and some little mum. I love this. This I bought at home. Everything else I think I have bought either from Jan's Designs or from Hobby Lobby. And I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one yet or not. This one I know for sure because I like the way it drapes. This one I know for sure because it has purple on the ends of the leaves. Both of those I bought at Hobby Lobby. This one I like because it kind of brings in a different color of greenery. I bought this one from Michael's. And then this one here, I bought it from Hobby Lobby too. So those are all the supplies we're going to need. So let me see if I can get you a better picture. This is a very, very heavy pot. On the inside of the pot, I put pool noodles because it's already so heavy and I don't want to waste all my styrofoam trying to fill it up. So I use pool noodles. I should have cut the pool noodles a little bit longer so that they would come up to about here, and then I wouldn't have had to use as much styrofoam. The first thing we're going to do is cut our styrofoam to fit our container. I'm using a serrated knife. So you can see it's up a little bit right here, but I think I'm going to have so much floral, and if I need to, I could always use Spanish moss. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to start building down our greenery. Hang, and I use this. As I said, I bought it from Hobby Lobby. So I'm only going to cut about 3 pieces, but because I have other greenery that we're going to use too. And we're just going to kind of bring these on either side. And they use more than 3. It just depends. We'll start out with 3. And I just kind of angle them. I'm not going to put it all the way around. I'm only going to put it on the front part, because this is what's going to be facing. Next, I'm going to use some of this. Remember, I bought this from Michael's. And this is just going to go straight in the side here, but I want to show you this. You see how this limb is in the way right here? I'm going to pull it off. That way I can use this later on, and I'll just cut the little nib off. And then this is going to go on the side. And I'm just going to poke it down in there. So it's going to fill out a lot of space. I'm kind of bending it. I don't want it to come up. In fact, I think I'm going to come up here higher. Like that. See how that just kind of bringing my stems out, kind of bringing them where they kind of, like I said, you're going to cover up the styrofoam. So I think I'm only going to need 2 pieces of this. The bad part about when you want something large on your porch and have it draping down, this greenery to me is kind of expensive. It's $19.99, not on sale. I bought it at Michael's, so you can get it on sale at Michael's, but you just have to watch for it. I'm not sure if I like that, so we're gonna maybe not make it so long. It's shorter. And what I'm doing now is I notice this one is longer, so I'm gonna switch it with the one in the middle. This is my favorite because I've used it draping down. So this is going to go in between there. This one came off, so all I'm going to do is just glue it back on. And just get a little bit of my glue on the end of it and just glue it. This is going to be on top because I want to see the purple. So I'm just going to come in here and just... And this one I will probably hot glue because of the way it's kind of hanging up. The bigger ones I was able to get my styrofoam deeper, and I don't think I'll need to hot glue it. Again, this is too close to the end of my stem, so I'm just going to pull it off. That way I can use the leaves. I'll show you a trick now to make those leaves go farther later on. I'm going to use some of these shorter ones on either side. And these will lay down better after the sun hits them for a while. I have my front. So next we're going to start on the back and then go from the back to the front and fill in with our florals. You want to start with your tallest flowers in the back. I bought these at Jam's Design and Supplies. There we going to just come up back here, but I'm going to cut off this stub a little bit. I don't want to cut it off a whole lot, but I do want to cut it off a little bit. And it's going to go right. Spread it out. When you're using your 60919, or you want to just spread out your florals. So this one's going to come over here. For this on the hot. So I have this. This I bought at Hobby Lobby. And I'm cutting my stems long. I'm going to use 2 of those. I'm going to save this for later because I want to start with my hydrangeas now, because they're my biggest flower. I always cut my stems long. You can always shorten them or never add back to them. So you want to cut your stems long. Here. I'm going to leave the leaves on because the leaves help to cover up. And this one's going to be back here. They're going to be taller in the back and shorter in the front. Right there. Go over here. Different heights. That's why I'm doing kind of a chest line. I have 5 of them. So that you're going to put 3 in the bag. Next, we're going to go in with our white peonies. They're not really white, they're kind of pinkish color. Again, I'm going to cut the stems long. This is what I call my trash. And this, my friends, is what I use. Remember when I cut this off and I saved it? To make kicks to go in. So we may use that later. But let's start with our tallest. And we're going to go down here in between these. And since this is back here is going to be my porch. It's going to be up next to a brick wall, so I'm not going to worry about what the back was. I just want to worry about what it looks like toward the front. Here's some fillers that I'm going to wait to the very end to use my fillers. Fillers are my peony fudge. 5 fillers, and I have 1 more. So now they're going to go in add some of this to kind of fill in too. Have this that would make a great filler. I love this one. It's a slider. You see how this one, my friends, is kind of hiding, so I'm going to have to do just pull it out. There, that's better. These I bought at Michael's. These are water resistant, and they're also UV ray, so they don't fade as bad. This I decided to use in the back here, to give it some height. I have some leftover florals or greenery, and I think this looks better than the white flowers, so we're just going to work this in between. And I have leftover stems, just a chip that I'll give you. I use a rubber band and I rubber band all the leftover stems. If I didn't use them in a project, then I rubber band them together. And that way I can use them in different projects. To keep my ribbon organized, I just use pins. And after I use it, I just put the pin in there. To make my bow, about 5 inches. Pinch my ribbon together. And I'm making a hand bow, and then I twist it. So it's facing me. This one's going out. I twist it toward me. Then I bring it back over. Do that to see if they're about even, and they look pretty good. Kind of wish we were live so I could get your opinions on what you like best. And I'm trying this out. I think I like it underneath it, like that. So I think I'm going to do that too. What it is, just got me a pick, wrapped a wire around the ribbon, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the wire. And then once that's dry, we're going to come up and under the bow, and I'm going to add my ribbon. Remember these from the very beginning? Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel.